Hello again, guys. Here is Andrew talking to you from my channel WebDeft. Today we'll be talking about the rendering techniques, how you're going to use grayscale image and turn it into a full colorful image using cell shade. Others call it digital painting using cell shade technique, but I only call it cell shade. It's not the standard ways that I color my images with. I put flat colors and start adding darker tones and delete or cut from them. While today we'll be learning more about the rendering types and other features of how we're going to turn your image into a full fine rendered image, giving it a fine look with the final touches and retouching of it. So maybe gamers today will be understanding my language as I am speaking. Today we'll be learning about the render. What is the render actually? Render is using these features, the shading, the texture mapping, the bump mapping, fogging, shadows, soft shadows, the reflection, transparency, trans translucency, the refraction, the diffraction, the indirect illumination, the acoustics, the depth of field, motion blur, and non-photorealistic rendering. Those are the objects I'm reading from the Wikipedia right now. Let's understand three main things I'll be talking about today: the shading, the bump mapping, and the sources of light. Maybe gamers will understand it more if I say that the ambient occlusion. Ambient occlusion is understanding the part that when sun rays are hitting something and other things like boxes and other materials are blocking the rays from other objects. It's like used to calculating how exposed each point to the scene to the source light. Uh, this is a very important part when you turn your image into more dynamic, understanding the parts where you can shade and add sources of light. Uh, this part differs from making it look from a very flat image to a more dynamic one. The difference between the grayscale, the grayscale one, is it far more easier to understand those features about render for a beginner and for sorry, not only for a beginner but also for a very talented and very professional artist. It makes a very outstanding results and very amazing ways to do your piece. So doesn't have to be like the ones I've only posted before, the a darker tones and a lighter tone. This is a tone and a color tone. It's not gray. Today is very different even from the style, as I said before. I found it more amazing this way. I've been coloring it for using it for about 2 years ago, but stopped using it because other commissioners and writers wanted to get very fast work, and I didn't have time to enjoy using the reflections of light and other things like that. Other artists, other professional artists, prefer it and can make very fast images and very fast final render images page using this style, but I am not very good at it, so I'm trying to uh, make a difference today to teach you guys about the grayscale image and how you can master it. As I am today, I'm posting a very white gray tone to the image of the Black Panther here. I've been drawing. I didn't record myself while I'm drawing it, so and even inking it. So I am uh, coloring it directly uh, I'm also using clipping mask in the layers to add the shading I need to the necklace and the body armor the Black Panther is using. Remember, I love drawing Black Panther as a prince, as a very fancy prince or king, because he's actually king of Wakanda, so he must be very wealthy. Uh, I don't like drawing him with very old styles. Some other artists love drawing him with. It doesn't seem like very realistic to me, or just stories for true believers like me. He's Prince, so he must have glowing and other stuff. We must consider a couple of things while designing and drawing this. I didn't design it from scratch actually. I took the design from a book or two from Black Panther I already read before, and I liked the armor they made it in the movies. I remember I have made a couple fan art for Black Panther before. You can find it on my DeviantArt. Uh, his head seemed more like a like Tiger Mask from the anime, but he's in a more pantheric way. After that, I decided to use that design for myself and added that design to my arsenal of original characters. So I'm using a darker tone of gray to add the shading part of the chest. And remember that the light source is coming from his right, our left of the image. Uh, Clipping mask is a very useful technique you use while flatting because it makes your job easier. You can mess around with the lasso tool and the paint bucket and the brushes and whatever you want, and don't have to worry about the results if you erasing the lines here or the scratch of the paint bucket there. It's very easier to use it this way with the clipping mask. I got a question before asking my art sucks. Sorry guys. This most of artists think no matter how much you see an amazing artist with amazing skills, we all sometimes we professional artists all whatever our level is, we always fall for the art block part. The art block part is very important for every artist to evolve, while it's very dangerous area if you're going to mess with, because in the art block time you kinda don't know what to draw and always think that your art blocks and your art sucks. So I mean, I will be making a video about how you can overcome the art block next time. But this time I'm going to tell you a very small tip. This tip is called "A little begins the process." A little begins the process. Use this phrase in everything in your life, if you are going to change your body from fat or thin to muscular type, maybe, if you just started to use start making sport, or start adjusting your food, or going to the gym, a little begins the process. If you do this daily for over 3 months or a year, you will definitely notice the change in your body, your muscles, your lifestyle. Make it like a daily dose. If you're going to draw daily for an hour, or two, or three, or five, it's going to move forward. It's going to make your art very more effective, very more dynamic, while understanding the principles of art and watching other artists and learning from them. Don't use your limit yourself by only drawing at your works, and don't look on other artists. The other artists of the Renaissance time, they look so much to at the still life images they were drawing from, the portraits, the original faces, and the poses and other stuff. This is why it had made them a very amazing and masters of that era. So remember that a little begins the process. You should move forward with your life. Don't don't put yourself in a box and start dreaming, because dreams without making effort or fighting for it, they are always going to be dreams. The areas where you focus are the areas of your reward, put it in your mind, and the areas of your neglect are the areas of your pain. You must overcome the bad habits that control your day, and remove it, and start thinking directly how you're going to evolve into a better human, a better thing, a better artist, better athlete, whatever you're going to dream about. It's gonna help you far away to move. Well, now I'm adding a darker tone to the body, to make it very more dynamic, but I'm using a very strange technique to what I have posted before, that I am deleting that hard edge of that final darker tone to make it more like a gradient or an ambient occlusion for gamers that may understand it better, to give it more depth and more dynamic, as I have already said. The silver lines on his chest and breastplate and shoulders. I'm going to use a reflection from the features of the render, the subjects of rendering. I have already said at the start of this video. Today I'm using the shading, the bump mapping for 3D artists. If you downloaded the figure, or design or made a 3D figure, you will find that there is a gray texture GPG file or other extension file that's gray inside it. It's called the bump mapping. It's responsible for bumping the life into the texture of the figure. And I'm using also the kind of the reflection, but not too much reflection is part because I'm using that what's called ambient occlusion because he's in the jungle. So there is small rays coming from the small parts that's not blocked at the trees up there in the jungle. So I'm going to have to understand it very carefully. I love drawing that jungle rendering types images. I remember I used drawing it for the first time at my graphic novel. It's called Freaks of Nature for Old World Comics by the writer Todd Goodman. I love drawing that jungle or forest render types. It was it was so new to me and I haven't done it before, so understanding it and understanding that challenge was very effective to make my art style move forward and evolve. While if I'm going to look at this art style now, it's going, I think it sucks. So I remember I didn't complete my phrase at the start of this video that many of our other artists think about their work sucks. We all. I remember that. Sorry. The French said that art piece is never finished; it's only abandoned. So there is no complete art piece. If you're going to look at an old work you have done about 3 years ago, or even a year or a couple of months before, we're going to notice that you might change that light source, or may add more shades to this area, or just change that anatomy. Or this is why you are evolving. If you're thinking this way, you're evolving, which is good. This is a very important part, so you don't have to worry about, but you have to make your daily dose, the little process I have already said about daily drawing gesture, giving time to your pencils and art tools, uh, understand those materials you are going to make art with, make a relation with them, uh, understand them carefully, understand their limits, invest invest in your, it's very important part that you must invest in your talents. If your talent is musical art, as me, you must invest by going to stationery shop, an art shop, and start buying stuff for yourself to make more experience understanding those materials and moving to other materials, because art is like swimming. Yeah, it's like swimming. If you're going to be a professional swimmer, or uh, a very athlete, or as an athlete swimming swim, so you must be careful and, sorry, be a challenging that you must study the styles of swimming to be a very professional swimmer. Yay! This is how it works. So you must understand that the parts of the materials, the limits of it. Every material have a start and an end, a soft and a hard, and understanding those will make your job far more easier. Even if you are a digital painter, or using a graphic pen tablet like I am using today, you must understand how to draw. I didn't. I thought as before that I was understanding carefully how to draw the, in my first years when I was hired to draw comics, and thought about that. Yeah, I'm a professional. I can do anything you throw at me. No, don't worry. Oh, and this very selfish, ugly shit chat used to say, no, there is. You must be careful about that. Art is like building a house. House must consist of a bathroom, a kitchen, bedroom, a guest area, room maybe for your office or your hobby you do. This is, think of it like an art. You can't understand how to draw very well on graphic tablet unless you can draw very well on by pencil. May don't want to agree with me about this theory, but if it doesn't mean that you can't draw well. No, it's the other way. It's gonna make your work far more better and far more understanding the materials you're going to use. You can even start making your own brushes or your own materials this way. So it's not about the tools that makes the artist, it's the artist that defines the tools. I already said that too. So from the very important things I love to say, try to multiply your talent by investing like I said, investing time, investing money, investing thoughts and reading, investing your mind to make to create an imagination and using your right mind side with the left side to make your own series about characters, TV shows, your life, how you're going to change. It's very useful to use it this way. Returning to the image now, as you've seen me, I've added 3 layers of shade, while now I'm adding a lighter source to make it more soft-edged image and give it a sense like an between an anime and concept art or part of a poster render. I love using cell shades, so moving away from cell shade and the drawing style of the cell shade. So from my theory, you must try to remove the cross-hatching from the cell shade colors, because it takes its life away. Think of it like an anime or a TV cartoon show. If you ever saw a cross-hatching, it's not gonna relate or it's not gonna be complete part. So it must be soft edged while the inking and other stuff. And now I'm adding a darker tone and removing from it to make the ambient occlusion of the light coming out of the forest, out of the jungle, out of the trees. So as you've seen, it's kind of random process. I love how it comes at the end. So I might be adding more and removing other stuff to make it far more dynamic at the end. This video is not a time lapse, it's the exact time I had used to make this image look like the one you're going to see at the end. To make this look like leaves, you must look at reference from a jungle or a forest. It's no, if you look at the jungle or forest, you may find it not so dynamic or very contrasty ones than the ones I'm using here. So maybe looking at an anime ones also will help your mind to make an imagination, because sometimes you might exaggerate body parts, light sources, darker areas to adjust them for a better look image, to look more tasty to the viewer, to the reader. What's amazing about the grayscale? The grayscale is far more easier, while it's kinda complicated in the time. It takes more time from me. I'm talking about me. It takes more time from me to make a grayscale image and add color tones at the end. Multiply color tones, adjusting the opacity to make it look like very, because it's daytime, so it doesn't have to be too dark. Remember that the Black Panther suit is a black one. Of course, you can make it very direct black, because readers can't see things like this, or will not. It's going to be tasty for them. So this tone you may find it like brownish, but when I finish it with the final image, well, you will see that it's black. It's the black. It's how we're going to do a black color in the anime. Sometimes we use a darker blue or darker purple. I may adjust it as you're going to see. Going to add a silver tone to the necklace and the silver straps on the whole body. Always remember, guys, if you got any questions about art or want to know more about how you can do this or how you can do that, I always welcome new questions, and I love answering them and helping others. Meow. I'm Black Panther. I'm the Black Panther, the guardian of the jungle. You idiots, get away from Wakanda. My voiceover kinda sucks. But I love making sounds, and others told me about. We love your sound effects you use while making our videos. So please make more. I just noticed now that I should have removed part from his necklace. I might added more dagger or more knife to his necklace on his left front side of the neck. But doesn't matter now. What's done is done. So now I'm adjusting and understanding the tone, what's going to be better, cause you always aim for the best at the end. Adding the edges of lights is an important part we're going to make. Now, when we are adding that silver stripes, you're going to notice that it's already colored because I'm using a multiply layer or a hard light layer. So it's making a very fine tonish gray tone that I will be adding more reflections and effects to it to make it more reflective, give it a silver look. As I say it goes, he's a king, the king of Wakanda. A king must be a king. Those are small features, small notes you must put in your mind while you're designing a character or drawing a character. Understand so well, that shading and light control will make your image more dynamic. The power is controlling the shaded light. it's very it's a very strange expression I'm saying, the shading light, which is called by the gamers dictionaries ambient occlusion. Are going to make it more clear at the final look after the render. I didn't color the background or tree or leaves in this video. I just added it after I had uploaded Bandicam. So I'll be talking about how you can color background with grayscale part in the next video or so. Because at this time I'm only using it for the cursor itself. There is a very important part that many artists full of it and forget about it. It's called the composition of the image. Image composition is very important to make it more restful for the eye and help the watcher eye, the viewer or the reader eye to move through the page or the poster or other art stuff you're making. It's that you can understand carefully the lines, the shape, the colors, the texture, and the value of the image, the form, and using the space even, and the shadow, if it's form or a space or a value, to make it more effective to the eye. And it's like making a pyramid, triangle, or using a U a U letter to design. What's more important to make your image more dynamic and more professional composition look. I'll be talking about the composition in next video too. It's a very important part. You can find it in the professional comic artists that they do it naturally, and other artists may try to put an effort to understand it. It's like how you can control yourself to draw on a paper inside the edges or inside the paper with a restful sides and up and down and left and right. Composition is this part. If you're going to draw a still life, so you must give a breathing to the image you are drawing. This is what's called composition, which we call in comics or manga composition and the page flow. Page flow, I've already said it in a video before, you can find it in my channel, is using the figures, the shades, and the poses to let the reader eye move from panel to another, while composition is of a single art piece or a poster is to keep the reader or the viewer or the watcher of the image or the art piece inside the image and directing his eye. Like this image, if you look directly at the Black Panther, you're going to look to the mass of the body. If you're going to look at the mass of the body, you're going to notice the hand. So it's like he's moving forward to surprise his enemies. That's what's called composition. Composition is the ability to use the reader, the watcher eyes to your own and controlling them. There are masters of this. They just put a line here and the line there, and voila! You just find that your eye is moving from left to right, up and down, according to the art tones and the values and the shadings and the reflections of the image. This is very important, guys. So, very effective too. So I'll be making a video about this too. I'm also, guys, available for collaboration. If you want to do a collaboration with me or my art style, if you got an image you want me to color, or if you found an image on my channel or my DeviantArt or Facebook and want to color it, I would be more than happy to give you the hand to make it, make it, make art. It's a very far longer process, yeah, as I said. I'll be making a pattern for PSD files if you're going to need them for educational purpose, of course. But I'm going to prepare it, so I can't make a pattern now unless I got a very important materials to put there. I want to make a difference with you guys. Always remember looking at my reference guide for artists. It's gonna help you help you to be a better artist and understanding the principles of art, whatever your art style is, or whatever you are aiming through art. Because we all meet in under single big title, it's called art, so under it we all must do the training of gestures and drawing from art reference. I've changed the necklace colors to more silver tone, darker silver tone to fit in the jungle area. I didn't like the bluish tones, so I had to change it. Now I'll be adding the glowy part of sun rays, parts where the sun is going to hit while the other dark ones that can't reach. Must make it a blurry, tonish one. The inked image will be at DeviantArt if any of you would like to take it and ink it, sorry, take it or and color it and add things to it. It's amazing to be sharing this piece with you guys. You, as you have seen now, using Unity to change the color tone of the suits to make it more darker and more black with saving its contour, the black lines that are holding the image. Many thanks guys for watching and looking forward to hear from you. If you got any more questions, you can put them in the comment section or try to contact me through my social media links. Thanks guys, goodbye.